ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Coronado High School's head basketball coach fired just 2 days after his team won the CIF championship. But it's what happened after the game that got him canned. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. We have team coverage tonight. We begin with ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano with what happened at tonight's special board meeting at the Coronado Unified School District office.
17 speakers made their cases tonight, and after listening to them and looking through the CIF Code of Ethics as well as the CUSD Discipline Action Guide, the trustees made their decision 5-0 to let go of Coronado High School head coach J.D. Law Perry. Coronado High School students hurling tortillas toward Orange Glen's predominantly Hispanic basketball team. The incident sparked an emergency special meeting Tuesday night at the Coronado Unified School District.
We have much to learn about racial diversity, and I hope to do some of that tonight.
Coronado's team captain Wayne McKinney weighing in, saying he truly believes his teammates didn't have any racist intentions, but understands the implications.
You have to be kind of sensitive to how they believe it looks, and throwing those tortillas, at a predominantly Hispanic school, it doesn't look good. You kind of have to look at both perspectives, because if I'm a black man, if I was at another school and somebody was throwing stuff that seemed racist, if they were throwing bananas or throwing watermelon, I'd be pretty upset.
Coronado's head coach J.D. Law Perry, who was seen exchanging words with the Orange Glen staff after the win, issued an apology tweet following the incident, saying, quote, "Unfortunately, a community member brought tortillas and distributed them, which was unacceptable and racist in nature. I do not condone this behavior." Some members of the Coronado community expressed their disapproval of the district and superintendent, saying they were too quick to issue their statement Sunday, condemning the tortilla incident without knowing the full story.
Sir, you jumped the gun. You caused a myriad of issues for our boys, including death threats. You didn't give the boys, who by the way just won your school district a prestigious title, the benefit of the doubt before throwing them to the wolves.
But after listening to 17 speakers, district trustees made their decision.
And a vote of 5-0 was to release our head coach.
Orange Glen's assistant coach, Brian Gallo, believes they did the right thing.
I mean, it's unfortunate. You never want to see anyone lose their job, but I think when you're a leader of student athletes and young men and you conduct yourself in that manner, I don't think there's any place for that.
District staff told me it may take up to 3 weeks to get the full investigation done by the CIF and the Coronado Police Department. In Coronado tonight, I'm Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
Also tonight, the Escondido Union High School District Board also met tonight to discuss the tortilla throwing incident. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura was there as members of the community called for change.
Parents, players, and members of the community spoke up at the meeting, some giving emotional testimony as they recalled what happened after the game.
We were just there to see our son play.
Adela Rivera is a mother who is in shock. Speaking to the Escondido Union High School District Board Tuesday, her son on the Orange Glen High School basketball team. She talked about the moment after Coronado High School won the game and she realized tortillas were being thrown.
Why would they do that? No, I didn't know what was going on. I commend our students for being humiliated, for being bullied, and yet they held their self-control.
It's just sad that that's their idea of a joke. It's pretty racist. It was obviously planned.
Her son, 16-year-old Axel Rivera, blames Coronado High School's coach for the incident.
He saw his players hurling tortillas and he didn't do anything to stop it.
It's abhorrent.
Before the school board meeting, members of the community held a rally outside. Each of the speakers called the incident an act of bigotry and hate and denounced it.
I have a sister who goes to Orange Glen, who plays sports. Hearing this broke my heart. It could have been her. No child should have to experience it. No child should have to experience racism.
Many expressed the same sentiment to the school board, including this Orange Glen basketball player who says he hopes something can be done to prevent anything like it from happening again.
I will always remember being thrown tortillas as my last game. So that is something I will never forget.
The board didn't take any action, but they plan to meet again Thursday to vote on a resolution denouncing racism and discrimination. In Escondido, Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Throwing tortillas is actually a tradition at some schools across the country, but in celebration and not at the opposing team. At Texas Tech, fans hurl tortillas onto the football field after kickoff. That tradition started 3 decades ago, but the origin is unclear. There have been attempts to try and stop it, but the tortilla toss remains to this day. Closer to home, there's a tradition at UC Santa Barbara where students throw tortillas during soccer games. It began in the 1990s during a basketball game and made its way onto the soccer field. It's unclear if there have been attempts to stop it. And students at Arizona State had a tradition of throwing tortillas onto the football field, but the school banned tortillas inside stadiums in 2014.
Representative Scott Peters was on Twitter to share his thoughts about the incident in Coronado. He tweeted, quote, "The embarrassing display of racism and unsportsmanlike behavior over the weekend in Coronado shows what needs to change in our communities. High school athletes and everyone who supports them should be taught how to win and lose with grace. At a minimum, Orange Glen High School students should have been treated with the respect and courtesy they deserved. I'm saddened by the ugly ending to what was meant to be a spirited sporting gathering."
This isn't the first time a local school or district has dealt with allegations of racism. About a year ago, some students in Poway Unified shared personal experiences on an Instagram page called Black in PUSD. Hundreds of stories were posted from students who say they experienced racism and prejudice while attending school. Many of the posts said they had been called racial slurs or had offensive racist comments made to them while attending PUSD schools, not just by students, but by teachers as well. At the time, Poway Unified pledged to address the issues. They acknowledged the problems and passed a resolution that would help remedy the culture there. Board members said at the time they would revise hiring practices and re-examine history textbooks and other course material. They also asked to hear from the community. We spoke to board member Dr. Darshana Patel about the significance of those conversations.
As a district, we did not explain, justify, defend ourselves in those conversations at all. We were there to listen. And then from there, we took those comments, those concerns, those suggestions, and we started formulating them into a plan. What is our plan going to be? How does our existing plan, what efforts we're putting in existing, how does that fit into where we need to go? Is it aligned? If it's not, maybe we need to walk away or modify it.
Dr. Patel says those plans continue to this day. The district also plans to hire an equity and inclusion director to further address these types of issues.
Also tonight, Scripps Health is facing a class action lawsuit following last month's ransomware attack that crippled the healthcare network. The suit claims that Scripps failed to protect the personal and medical information of its patients. The hackers stole data from almost 150,000 people. Scripps Health is also accused of negligence and invasion of privacy. It took several weeks for the company to get its network back online after that attack.
A sweeping voting rights bill will not move forward in the Senate after Republicans blocked a discussion on the chamber floor. As ABC's Elizabeth Scholze reports, Democrats are vowing to press on, putting up a united front on what they say is a fundamental issue for democracy.
In a defeat for Democrats, an expansive voting rights and election reform bill has failed to advance in the Senate.
The motion is not agreed to.
All 50 Senate Republicans voting against a motion to debate the voting rights bill, ending its chances of moving forward in the chamber.
Look, what this is really about is an effort for the federal government to take over the way we conduct elections in this country. It is a solution in search of a problem. And so finally today, we will put an end to it here in the Senate.
The bill is a top priority for Democrats' legislative agenda, as Republican-led legislatures in more than a dozen states passed laws along party lines, putting new restrictions on voting. The state laws take steps like limiting mail-in voting and ballot drop boxes and tightening ID requirements, making it harder for Americans across the country to vote.
This state has perfected the means of suppressing the vote, of keeping some down to the benefit of others.
Most Democrats said the voting rights bill in the Senate seeks to counter these state measures with steps like making voter registration automatic, expanding absentee and early voting, limiting partisan gerrymandering, and reforming campaign finance laws. Democrats are vowing to press on, saying they're united in the fight to protect and expand voting rights.
Nobody is debating, I don't believe, whether all Americans have the right to vote. The issue here is there actual access to the voting process? The fight is not over.
A new Monmouth University poll found more than 2/3 of Americans say they support national guidelines to allow vote by mail or early in-person voting in every state. A majority of Republicans say they support the idea. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.